think our caucus shows you what happens when you bring together a caucus that looks like Oregon, that we've achieved some pretty progressive victories in pay equity, fair scheduling, reproductive health, and other things in the last year. And this year, the Oregon House Democrats are committed to building a brighter future for everyone who calls Oregon home. And to that end, we'll be focusing on a handful of priorities, including fighting for the right to health care, investing in a quality public education, building strong communities, defending our environment and combating climate change, strengthening our economy, ensuring that government is responsive and effective, and seeking justice, equal rights for all, protecting consumers at home and online. In addition to supporting some of the efforts that I'm sure you heard about from the Senate and that I know the Speaker will be talking about with the Joint Committee on Student Success, some of the bills that specifically will be prioritizing this session. First is the right to health care, legislation that Representative Greenlick and nearly 40 co-sponsors in both chambers are asking for the voters to enshrine this right in the Oregon Constitution. And I think it's an important time to have that conversation around health care from what we've seen at both the state and the federal level. I think it's more important than ever to commit to health care as a right. Drug price transparency. Representative Nose has a bipartisan bill that we believe Oregonians deserve access to affordable prescription drug prices, and this bill would add accountability to those pricing models and we hope help to address out of control prescription drug prices. The governor's bill, legislation to save lives and protect survivors and victims of domestic violence. We support her legislation to keep guns out of the hands of domestic abusers and stalkers, and I hope we can come together to ensure that guns stay out of the hands of those who would do harm to themselves or others. Clean energy jobs, which I'm sure you've discussed already after a decade of working on this policy and months of an exhaustive work group, dozens of meetings involving bipartisan groups of legislators, stakeholders, business leaders, community members, more than 100 people. We have a great policy that would reduce carbon emissions in Oregon and move Oregon forward. I applaud especially the work of Representative Helm and Senator Dembrow in bringing these diverse stakeholders together. As we all know, with forest fires raging out of control and ocean acidification destroying our fisheries, now is the time to act on this bill. Consumer protection. Oregonians deserve to know where their information is going and that it's safe and protected, especially information in the hands of a credit agency or reporting agencies. Representative Holvey has a bill that would do that for Oregonians. I have refiled legislation from last session that would ensure internet service provider privacy, and I plan to add language to ensure anyone who does business with the state will comply with net neutrality protections for Oregonians. And we will, of course, remain focused on ensuring Oregon's government is accountable and our elections are free and fair. And I look forward to joining my colleagues in a week to get ready to get to work for Oregonians.